they should at least... No, I don't want these ones. Fuel. My god. I keep saying how much I fucking hate the storage things. Anywho, if they can get it into storage, great. If they can't, at least it should count. I don't know who's destroying what in the room, so this is fine. Alright. Pretty much almost everything here is done. I'll just keep getting a couple more caravans going out. So, not everybody's super pissy now, but I need somebody to carry some people out. Or at least I'm going to need a couple of people at the end that can carry some people out. So you three, I want you guys to... I guess this stuff is all accounted for. The chem fuel is not. So I want you guys to grab as much chem fuel as you can, and I'll calculate the rest later. The wood, the silver, all that's accounted for. Basically all my storage is accounted for. If it's only like 100 or so, 180 kilos, that's not a lot. We have more meat too, which could go outside to the panthers. Obviously they've been killing some of the animals and shit. So I might just grab you guys a couple of... Honestly, I want to send the boomlopes out as well. I don't think that they can do any hauling. I want this in like category if I could. Or by name. Name work. Yeah, there we go. So you guys can take Alistair and the other boomlopes with you. Oops, hold on, I want them to go. I will send out another group with them in a minute. You guys can take the horses. That will give you guys the numbers. I don't really need a lot of... I don't need a lot of people with this. I just need like little groups to essentially like grab some animals and some food and stuff and just get them outside. Like the thrombos can go stand outside at this point. You guys can go as like basically a group. Probably a couple of yaks with you. What other meat have I got? Because all the meat's accounted for. I do have a shit ton of rice. The berries are basically accounted for. The medicine will be in the last group. I think things are still eating the iguana eggs. If they get left behind, I don't care. They're doing what they're doing. Apparently I can carry all of that, but that's going to take forever. So, how about we divide that up into about 4,000 or so. And, well, it doesn't really matter, does it? I guess we could do like a 10,000. It's going to take most of the food out of this colony, though. You guys can take 10,000 if you guys can take 10,000 out. Send another caravan. I need another group of people that can walk. I'm going to still need like a group of people that can carry at the end to carry the people that can't walk. Most of my panthers are accounted for going out, but there's still so many. Grab your lot, and I'll grab all the baby muffaloes, because that's still quite a substantial amount. You guys can grab, I guess, well, I don't want none of this stuff. I want you guys to basically grab like the pile of corn. Corn. And probably the agave stuff. They're not going to have a lot of food left. We're down to like potatoes, I think, for the most part. You guys send out, because I'll send out the people in like small groups if I really need to. I'm going to double save this because fuck going back. And somebody's on medical emergency, which I think is still Wolf. Alright. So, these should all get loaded up, and I should be able to fling them soon. I've still got a couple down lower. I think this one's loading in progress. Labia's in a daze. That one's got most of the stuff going out. We're basically down to like nearly the last couple of transport pods and a caravan and stuff. I think I'm just not going to try to get the floor off. If I have people available that are doing it, so be it. But if not, I'm not that worried. These are all getting suspended. I could just delete their bills and stuff, realistically, because we're not taking these with us either. I don't think that's the same group that keeps getting asked to like sell stuff. This is a hospital bed exclusive one, which doesn't really have money. And it still has like good food, so that's fine. Leave them alone. Speaking of, we don't really have storage space for in here yet. Murderous Rage, Joyce. What? I guess I gotta go find where Joyce is. There she is. Joyce Love. Let's remove you from the caravan because you're about to be in hospital, love. Let's get your thing down. Let's grab this group. Full smooth, fall asleep. No, hey Viking. Alright, let's get you lot and go kick her ass. We could do this with a shock lance, but I'm trying to save shock lances for like more dire situations or more dire people kind of thing. Alright. Also, Farrell, get the fuck out of this fight. Farrell, no, get the fuck out of this fight. You're the last person I want in this. Yeah, you go somewhere else, Farrell. There we go. Cool beans. So, Farrell's going to take forever to get her to a hospital. Let's see. I think the other problem is everybody's getting food poisoning from, like, the uncleanly kitchen. If I hadn't have pulled up the floor in there, we might have been able to keep it better. But it was a choice. Alright. Now, I'm going to start sending out a few individual people. I know that there's somebody that's still at attention there, but it's fine. There's a couple of people that are just borderline duds for getting the fuck out of my colony. Like Farrell, he's going on his own. He's not grabbing anything. He's going to walk out on his own. And then I want McJolly, wherever she is. Hold on. I think that if you typed in M, you'd get more of a list. Okay, McJolly might not be over here. That's fine. What about Skizzer? I thought I sent them forwards first, so that's fine. If they're by themselves. What else we got? Grasshopper murdered basically like 7 of my cooks when we last left, so Grasshopper can get the fuck out now, as far as I'm concerned. I've also got to remember to turn that shit off before I actually like allocate people. He can get the fuck out. Let me go back inside and see who's really low. She is here. She's just having a mental wander. Hiding room, that's fine. I thought I saw her. Let's see who else is here. Let's see. Skizzer is here. He's over at the other colony. Sayo is having a daze. Let's see. Turk, Manatee, whoops. Hamster. Orange is a bit of a problem. I'm trying to think of ones that have had really massive issues trying to leave before, and I'm trying to like spot them to get them the fuck out on their own. Like with Farrell and stuff, like I'd rather him walk out on his own and go merge with the colony outside, you know, because otherwise what he'll do is he'll take down the group that he's in, you know. So it's better if he goes on his own. Now, I am going to need to take a couple of people that are going to need to carry. Grasshopper's outside. So I need a couple of people to carry them out. A couple of medicated people. Hey, Waver, how you doing? What are you up to? I don't want stone. Where maybe? I'm trying to find people that aren't currently in hospital to carry people in hospital. What have you been up to? Let's see. Marjot was in recently. Reno might not be in, like, critical condition anymore. I don't know. It snowed? Oh, yeah? Is it, does it not normally snow where you are, or is this, like, a rare occurrence kind of thing? Because, like, where I am, we don't get snow. It's summer at Christmas, so it's always interesting to me if people do or don't get snow. I might be able to just send them as a group. Cremento might have been tended to by now, but I kind of want to leave them a little bit longer. Wolf, definitely not. I might just leave them a bit longer. I'll just grab like a little group and I'll send them out with some stuff again. It does feel like it's super tiny bit of snow, but now there's been snow for like 4 days. Oh, yeah. So I take it that's not really something you're probably like prepared for in advance for like multiple days of snow. It must be a bit of a surprise in itself. I'm only going to give them like 100 food, and I'll get them to take out some more animals, I think. Maybe some more panthers and crap. I'm nearly at the point where the colony's almost moved out of Waver. We're getting there. Just grabbing animals and grabbing stuff and sort of taking it outside, you know? Kind of neat. The only problem is everybody's like really pissed off and like basically trying to kill each other, so I'm just trying to sedate them for that. Realistically, I should have sent all 4 poppers over. First in my life I had shovel away snow in my front yard. Oh yeah? I've always like questioned why people shovel their yards anyway when it's snowing, but I guess it's more like maybe a safety thing, or like if it melts, it can like maybe flood into your house or something. Because like I don't get snow where I am, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me to go out and do something about it. Like I understand the trying to get snow off your roof because it could crush your roof. I know that one. That made a lot of sense once somebody taught me about that. I'm like, yeah, all right. I would have just, I'd be so lazy in winter. I'd get crushed 100%. It's because I wouldn't go outside, or I'd be too sore or too tired or something. Have some of my drink. Yeah, I know they don't have recreation. It's all good. Colonist is idle. Cockroach, do you want to... You can go into the last caravan that has stuff, because you're idle. Well, specifically it was for the cars so they can exit and so on. So that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Just always interesting, you know? Yeah, because like sometimes I just can't like think of the reason for it. Like there's some really interesting stuff that I've only just kind of like cottoned on to like the logic of in like my late 30s and stuff, you know. They're like, oh, that's why shit does this thing, you know. It's so obvious, but it's not obvious, you know. I'd like to see them pack up more of this food. Everybody's eating raw food before they go, which is making them all pissed off. But yeah, this is basically almost the end of this location, Waver. We're almost completely emptied out this place. So that's pretty cool. There is animals to hunt though. I'll go hunt them. I think what was fun was I saw a lot of people building snowmen. Kind of just helped each other. Yeah, that does sound kind of fun. Like, I went to Singapore once when I was a kid. And we went to this, like, indoor snow place thing. That was pretty neat. Like, you weren't allowed to, like, build any, like, snowmen or anything like that. But I did get to experience, like, tobogganing and shit. Which was kind of fun. But yeah, shit's, like, super slippery. Like, here we have like ice skating rinks and stuff, and I've been ice skating years ago and stuff, but it's never probably the same thing as like, you know, organic outdoor snow and ice and shit, you know, especially when you're like only going into that kind of situation for a very short or brief amount of time and stuff, you know. Let's get rid of those sculptures too. I'm just trying to undo any stuff that is kind of partially made. Like the components and stuff I'll leave because they're going to pack those up. I don't think we've got any wood for these refineries anymore here. And they're packing up most of the meat and the food. Which, honestly, the one with the rice is going to take a while to pack that up. If I can figure out which group that is, I will add more people to that caravan. I just have like 6 caravans at the moment, is my problem. That's the big rice one, although they're packing it super fast. Holy shit. Those numbers are going down. I don't think I've got a problem with that. I'd love to know which caravan number this is though, because they're all able to do hauling apparently. I've got like 10,000 rice going on this caravan and they're not like going slow about it, which is kind of nice. Yeah, I have like this one caravan that's just sitting out here and it's collecting colonists and animals. And I was kind of sending people back inside to help pack up. The only problem with doing that is it makes those people really pissed off. So, yeah, they're not having the greatest time. Starvation, who? Hold on, that's boredom. Animal starvation, actual starvation, Cremento. Cremento because in hospital, Dally mate, when you're done with that, can you... Oh no, Rourke's coming in to feed him. He's fine. He's perfectly fine. They miss being here. Every time I looked, it was too late to join. Yeah, because at the end of last year, I had to lower my, like, amount of time I was streaming for down to, like, 1 a.m. Because I got, like, sick and shit again. So I couldn't make the distance in the stream. So, yeah, there's a lot of people that probably, like, missed out. Like, they'd turn up at my regular time and I wasn't here because I was trying to recover and crap. But, yeah, no, I'm basically back to, like, the 4 hours and stuff at the moment. Like, I'll adjust as needed and whatnot. Like, I'm still kind of, like, trying to plan for an event next month. But at the same time, I will probably also have, like, a little week of holidays or 1 or 2 weeks of holidays and stuff. I like to spread my holidays out a bit more, but I am using that time to work on my avatar. So, like, I kind of want more holidays so I can go work on it. It's not actually holidays, it's just me not streaming and working on the avatar, which, before you ask, I didn't work on her at all over Christmas. I actually took a proper holiday. I didn't go anywhere, I just took a proper break. And it was really interesting because the 2 weeks felt like a month when I actually had a proper holiday. So that was really interesting to me. The hell is that noise? Is it in here? Somebody's doing something in here. Dally, they're unloading the caravan. Okay, hold on. We got the unload glitch. Fuck. They're loading the caravan and they're unloading the caravan at the same time. I gotta quit and come back in. It'll take like a minute at most. Just be patient, people. RimWorld doesn't take that long. The only problem with this is if I don't do it, they'll continue to offload the caravan as they're loading it. I may have to actually load it into a transport pod. So we'll see. No, sorry about this. We've had like a few kind of like interruptions and stuff. For anybody that's new in, I updated my Windows over Christmas in my holidays and stuff, and it's fucking. But also, I also have physical hardware equipment of my computer that is damaged from an energy drink being spilt in it a couple of years ago. That's kind of struggling a little bit. And it's really just doing the best it can. So I'm really sorry it's having like issues and stuff. But this game has also been running for like 2.5 years, nearly 3. And it has a lot of information as well. So it's a really, really heavy duty save for like no mods. But, well, I've got a couple mods, but like no performance shit and stuff. So we've got a few things going on and that's what's going on. I guess if they dumped out all the rice in front of them, hopefully they'll just eat the rice that's on the ground in front of them now. There's like 3,000 rice here. Sounds weird. They're taking stuff and putting it on this same back in. Yeah, what they were doing is they were unpacking the caravan like that. I think they're trying to stack it together, but it's not in the caravan. You see? Like, there's corn and there's fruit. We'll see what goes out. If they either have it or they don't, whatever. I'll just put a... hold on. Can you go rescue Lima? No. Don't strip him. I want you to go and carry him. He's in a caravan. Can you remove from the caravan? There you go. That's why he was out of bed. There's a whole bunch of people that are also super upset in my colony because I've been sending them in and out of the wall non-stop. And, they're coming back in really agitated because of that. Oh, now bro, we can't do that. If they run wild, I can't do jack shit about that. It's one of the glitches that I can't guarantee that I can get them back in. There's a few glitches my game has at this particular age. If I put an X on a door, they'll probably just still use that door or item. Caravans sometimes unload as they're loading, and if I can find where that guy is... He needs to remove from caravan, and you need to go and rescue him. And yeah, there's a few other ones. Like if they run wild, even if I catch them and try to tame them, I can't guarantee that I can re-tame them, no matter how long I keep that colonist. I've tried a couple of times. When they decide to leave, I can still beat the shit out of them or shock lance them or put them in hospital prison, and that solves the problem. But it's not guaranteed as well, so sometimes it's just faster to go back instead of beating the shit out of the colonists. But yeah, by all means, if these guys, if they empty all their stuff and they don't actually leave with stuff on them, big whoop. I'll just put it in a transport pod, you know. It's just going to take a little while, that's all. Like, I don't know where this extra leather is and stuff, but I'll just put in another caravan, you know. Dirt pod's complete, ready to go. Well, we'll send the medicine out. I'm taking stuff out of then. No, that's alright. I understood what you said, Waver. It's all good. I'll often understand. This is medicine. We'll throw it in there. I have a question. It's something I'm struggling with a bit. Yeah, as long as it's not something that's too, like, private or personal or something, because just remember this is, like, the internet. My videos do go to YouTube and stuff later. So as long as it's not something that's, like, a delicate private matter or something like that, by all means, you're welcome to ask or whatnot. It was something I saw there. That was it. These guys, I want them to merge. Dan's in a daze. I need you guys to merge together, but they're working on it. It's not too private or personal. It should be alright. Most of my colonists here should also be okay. If they end up unloading all this rice, it's not going to be like the biggest crime if they leave it behind. What I will do though, is we're going to delete that. We're going to turn this into a storage zone where they're not allowed to store anything, because that's going to count my rice and allow me to put it back into a pod. The only thing is I'd like to use a pod like right next to the door here. Now I've got a shit ton of fuel around here, so maybe I build a new pod. Dally mate, can I get you, or really anybody that can do construction? I think Dan's in the middle of something. I grab somebody that could do like some construction. I'll get them to fix this up because I want it just built outside. If I could get you to come do this, and Fuentes is going to fill that up, that's fine. If they could build that, I can put the food straight in from out here and it'll work. Cougar Revenge is where? Johnson's fine. Ambrosia Sprout, that's fine. We'll be out of here before it sprouts properly. Alright. Well, they're kind of doing a bit better. Nobody's in bright red. I'm still going to pop them a new hopper in a moment. Grasshopper's caravans arrived. Good. Where'd that other popper go? There. Joshua, mate. Can I get you to go activate that for me? And I'll just get these two to merge. There we go. It's also nice to have you back as well, Waver. I know I had like the break over Christmas and shit. And I did have a few people say that, like, you know, it's like, you know, what's it like? Will they fill their like background with, or where will they be for like a couple of weeks and stuff? And one of those things where it's kind of like, it's a little bit, it is but it isn't, like, surprising to me and stuff, because like I don't expect people to miss me kind of thing when I disappear and stuff. But I do miss you guys when, like, you know, I haven't seen a face for a while and stuff. I sometimes wonder, you know, how you guys are and whatnot. Most of the time I know most of you are busy or doing something, or work schedules or whatnot, you know. So really not too much of a surprise. McPherson's got malaria. That doesn't really surprise me. Yeah. Well, I normally know when like somebody's like busy with something, but of course there's always like a few faces that, you know, come and go and I just don't hear anything kind of thing. Should be able to get rid of some of these zones too, hopefully. Kind of want to get rid of these two. I think this is a corpse zone, but this is fine. I'm just kind of waiting for them to finish moving things. Which one's this? Wooden bed, double bed. This is going to an ally. Still trying to make green happy with me. I don't think we're quite there yet. They're not impressed with this many beds. I should send them to purple. They'd love them. Honestly, it's whoever. I just keep sending a heap of shit. You know. Missing uranium, probably that's fine. There's a pretty good chance we actually are missing uranium. Okay. Let's get rid of that pod. And let's no refuel, send you down to 0. There we go. We've only got a few more pods left to go. And mostly just getting people the fuck out. Getting people out and animals out is actually quite fucking difficult, honestly. Get this ejected, no refuel. Get it all the way down to 0. Alright, this one doesn't have a pod on it. I don't know if we need one more pod, but I'll build one over here just in case. Does that one have anything in it? Because if it doesn't, I actually don't need that one. We'll get rid of that then. Alright, so all these are basically going to be empty. There we go. And I'll have to get all this extra fuel and hit them to allow to go put in storage and shit. I've been struggling with feeling that very close friend replaced me. I don't want to talk about it. Just get dull treatment like, okay, or don't worry about it. Or just, and I just feel the same. Not sure if I'm overthinking it or not, or whether or not I'm wrong. The hardest part about life is that people will find people that they get along better with as like they go through life. Like somebody that may have been your best friend, you know, perhaps when you're like going through school and stuff, might not potentially still be a really good friend as like adults or, you know, young adults or whatever. So you're going to find like people are going to come and go in your life, and it's going to hurt as well because like you're going to care about these people, but they're not going to like care about you as much in return and stuff. And there's really nothing much you can kind of do about that, and it sucks. But at the same time, like you'll also find people throughout your life that you get along better with and you start spending more time with or talking to more and stuff like that. And yeah, the people that you've previously known or were friends with and stuff will also feel the same. They'll be like, oh, you know, we're not best friends anymore, or we're not the closest friends and stuff because, you know, you found somebody that you like spending time with more and stuff. It happens, but it does suck. All I think is like, if it's your friend that's kind of like telling you like not to worry about it, maybe just don't worry about it. If they're like giving like a response that's kind of like just okay or whatever, they might just be like mildly offended that you feel or are coming across as if jealous that they've found a new friend. Even if you aren't, they might be perceiving you as jealous about the fact that they're spending time with somebody else or talking more with somebody else. You could have also changed yourself. You might have changed in a way that is no longer as compatible to them, and that's nobody's fault. You know, in the same way as they're going to grow and change, you're going to grow and change and stuff. So, you know, the friends that you have right now probably won't be, like they might be, you might get lucky, but they probably won't be the same friends that you have in the next decade or whatever. I can see that these guys are just like full tilt offloading this. I'm just going to say get rid of that. And whatever they've got on them, we'll just get the animals out. And I'll just put the rice into a pod, I think. Let me find somebody that can do building. But yeah, that shit happens like all the time. It stings probably the first few times you notice it happening. But then after it's happened a few times, or maybe you found somebody that's like, you know, a better friend kind of thing to you. Yeah, you kind of sort of don't care as much. If like people like don't get along with you, move away and stuff. Sorry, I'm jealous. Yeah, it's fine though. Like, it's perfectly fine to feel that way, but you got to remember, like, if you think that like you have like, let's just say like hypothetically, you have 3 friends and you're in between the other 2, but then like the friend to the left of you or whatever ends up making a new friend. You may not necessarily be friends with that person's friend, right? But like when you're younger, it's much more likely that all of you, all 4 of you would become friends, you know. But if you did become friends with them, you might become better friends with them than they were because you're more compatible with them, which might make them upset that they even introduced you in the first place. You know, there's a heap of things. Friendship's so fucking complex in like sometimes the stupidest ways. I love how they brought all of this rice up here and now it's not even going on the animals. I'm just going to put this in a caravan once it's all classified as in storage, and we're going to heat that onto the animals outside, all of it, 5,000. There we go. I'll see what I can fit into other pods. This has got the double beds, so I guess they can have that. Malbro, why? I didn't save just recently, you cunt. Technically that friend is my only friend, as in I talk with them daily, so I barely get anyone else to talk to. That in itself is its own issue though. If you want a friend that you kind of latch on to as like the only friend that you're close to, like there could be circumstances that have led to you having